Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV and welcome to Tottenham's Hot Takes with myself and Alan from Tottenham Logic TV. It's been a while since we've done one of these, mate. I think we hoped that by the time we've done another one, that Spurs would be safe. It's kind of gone the opposite way. How you doing? How you feeling about Tottenham?
I'm doing all right. Life's good. Supporting Spurs is very stressful, but I'm one of those annoying positive fans that I wholeheartedly believe will stay up. So I'm quite calm about the situation. I think things will turn very quickly on their head. And I think in a couple of weeks' time, I think a lot of fans will be on the same path as me. As you know, I think in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be ahead of West Ham, I reckon. But we'll see anyway. We'll see how it goes. But I feel okay. I feel quite calm about it.
Yes, I wish I shared your positivity. I don't feel as calm, but it is what it is. Guys, before we get into it, please do us the honor of liking the stream, subscribing to both channels. Alan's link will be in the description after the show. And please get involved with the questions as well. Really would appreciate it. So question number one, and here we go. I'll let you answer first, Alan, is has West Ham's point last night given Spurs hope?
Yeah, I'd say 100%. When I was doing the predictions of whether Spurs would stay up or not, I actually predicted West Ham to beat Crystal Palace. So I thought we would be 4 points behind them and 5 behind Nottingham Forest. But I also knew that they would drop points later on. I didn't know that they were going to drop points against Crystal Palace. So for me, that's a bonus. I still think they're going to drop points against Arsenal, against Brentford. So we've got a huge chance if we win our games to overtake them and overtake them quite quickly. I'm expecting West Ham to beat Everton next, and I'll expect us to beat Wolves. So I think it's going to be 2 points again still by the end of this weekend. But again, if I'm wrong again and we win and the West Ham draw again, we could be out of relegation within a few days from now. So yeah, I think it's given us a lot more hope. I think it would have given the players a lot more hope as well. I think the players would look at that and go, you know what, we're in this now. Like, we're really in this. Because I think when that late goal went in against Brighton, you could see how dejected they were, because they were like, we could have got out of relegation today. And, but now seeing that, because they probably thought themselves that Palace were going to beat, that West Ham were going to beat Palace. And now that they didn't, is just drawn them back in. It's like the title race with Man City and Arsenal. You've got Man City, 9 points behind, and all of a sudden Arsenal lost to Bournemouth, and all of a sudden Man City jumped on it. So we could do the same thing, but we've got to start getting wins ourselves. What do you think, mate?
I mean, yeah, obviously, the fact that they didn't win has given us something, hasn't it? It was one of them for me when Brighton scored the late equaliser against us. Obviously, they were showing the table throughout the game, weren't they? And we're like, we're at the bottom three. Just seeing that was just brilliant. The fact that we conceded so late on and then went back into the bottom three was quite a bitter pill to swallow. So I expected West Ham to beat Palace, and the fact that they haven't has given us hope. I must admit, I'm the opposite. I thought if West Ham beat Palace, I thought we were done. I thought that would be it. I'm still struggling to think how we can get out of it, because I just don't see where our next win comes from. But it certainly has, for me, given us something, and it's up to the players now. We have to start winning games, right? It doesn't matter what West Ham do if we don't win. We have to start winning games, and what better time than Saturday against Wolves? Should we bring up West Ham's fixtures quickly while we're talking about West Ham?
Yeah. And we'll go through what we think they'll get.
Yeah. So West Ham Everton. You think West Ham will win that one?
I think West Ham will win that.
Okay, I think that'll be a draw.
Yeah.
Brentford West Ham.
I think Brentford win that.
Okay, this is one where I think they are comfortable, aren't they? They're not going up, they're not going down. I think West Ham might get a point there as well.
Do you know where Brentford are in the league?
No, where are they? I don't look past top 10.
Oh, right, no, because Brentford are 7th, mate, and about a few points away from Champions League.
So they're chasing Europe, whatever.
So
So
they're
they're still in
chasing
a
Europe. So they're not going to be an easy game to play for West Ham, I'm telling you.
no. You'd expect Arsenal to beat West Ham, right?
Yeah, well, not anymore, but yeah, if
No.
they're chasing the title, they have to win every game. So
Yeah.
I would assume Arsenal would go for the win there, and it'd be a very difficult day for West Ham. Worst case scenario, I think it'll be a draw.
Yeah, and again with Newcastle, West Ham, I know Newcastle have not been great, but you'd still expect Newcastle to beat West Ham at St James's Park.
That's Newcastle's last home game, so they might turn up for that. We don't know. On current form, West Ham should win that, but I've put that down as a draw when I did my predictions for that. So,
Okay.
but you never know with that kind of game.
And then it all goes down to the last game, West Ham Leeds. Of course, Leeds are probably going to be safe, but you never know. They might get pulled back into it yet, unlikely. But again, you'd expect West Ham to win that, wouldn't you? Last game at home.
My thinking behind this is if Leeds get to the FA Cup final, it's going to be even more so. And if they're safe, and in an FA Cup final, there's no way they're even going to play a first team for that game. So
No.
West Ham could get the points for that. So yeah. So how many points did we say they'll get? About what, 3 or 4? No, about 6 points, 6 or 7.
I'm going for 5. Draw,
Okay,
draw,
5.
defeat,
Okay.
win. Which means we have to get at least 7.
So yeah, so we have to get 3 wins then, basically, to make it safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've had 0 wins in 2026 so far.
Yeah. 3 wins from 5, and we've got none in the last 14. But it's possible. Let's get on to question 2. Guys in the chat, let us know what you think about West Ham's point, whether you think it gives us a hope of staying safe or whether you think it's done regardless. Let us know in the chat. Second question is, what do you make of De Zerbi's start at Spurs?
Okay, so it's been a really small sample size, but I think he's changed the mentality very, very quickly. I think that the huge difference in body language and work rate and being on the ball and attacking play is night and day compared to what we've been for the last, I don't know, 3-4 months. So to do that in such a small amount of time, imagine what he can do in the long run. So I think he's doing. When he first came in, he said this first thing he needs to sort out is mentality, and I think he's already got them, wanting to win games and believing that they can win games. And you could see it on the side of the pitch, like even the subs and the players that were not even going to come on were like shouting instructions to the players on the pitch to try and organize themselves, and they was all getting involved. Even the players that weren't playing were getting involved. And you see him in training as well. He's in the middle of everyone, shouting instructions. If they do it wrong, do it again. If you do it right, praised. So he's in the thick of it. He knows he's got to do what he normally does, but faster. So he's trying to make it more simple. And I think they're taken to him enough, and you can see the players want to play for him. And I think they can see that he's levels above people like Tudor and Thomas Frank. So I'm impressed so far, but I'd be more impressed if he keeps us up. And you've got to give him huge credit if he does, because when he took over this Spurs side, like we said, still no wins in 2026. Mentality was on the floor. Confidence was nowhere. It was literally 0. Players were hiding, so it wasn't just the quality of player that he had. It was the huge mentality faults that we had when he came in. So if he can turn that around and keep us up, then that would be a huge thing on his CV. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm in agreement. If he manages to keep Tottenham up, I think it will probably be his biggest achievement as a manager so far, because there's no doubt when he come in, we were on the floor. I didn't know where our next win would come from. I got to admit, the Sunderland game didn't give me a lot of hope. I thought he didn't pick the right team. I was very disappointed the likes of Xavi didn't start, the likes of Polina didn't start. But I definitely saw in the home game with Brighton what he's trying to do. I'm with you, and I know a lot of people go on about the training and how you got to ignore training videos. I get it, but what I did like is the fact that he was in the middle with them. He was talking to the players. You could see the energy is what I call it. The energy that he's given out. Surely the players have got to be feeding off that, and hopefully going forward they're going to give us something back as fans. Whether it's going to be enough to keep us up, I don't know. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Like I say, for me, has to now. Xavi Simmons has to start every game to stand any
Oh, of
chance of
course,
staying
yeah.
up. Has to start every game. And for me, Bentancur as well. I think two big misses. Bentancur now back, and of course Madison's back as well. How fit he is, I don't know. Do you think Madison gets any more game time this season, or do you think it's all a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's only on the bench just to give morale, a confidence booster"?
I heard that rumor that he was only on the bench to make the crowd a bit more optimistic and all that shit. But I don't believe that. You wouldn't put an unfit player on your bench, because if you could have somebody there that you might need for the game, especially an important game like that against Brighton. I doubt they would have put him on if he wasn't fit enough to play. So, and what happened is, I think Xavi was playing that well. We didn't need to bring him on. So, and they don't want to rush him back. So, if let's say he comes back against Wolves, we'll probably only see him for about 10 minutes. And I think that'll be for the rest of the season. I don't think he's going to get a start. I think most of his games are going to be coming on off the bench. Can you imagine if he comes off the bench and scores the winner and keeps us up? Can you imagine that? That'd be absolutely, that'd be limbs.
Yeah, I think the idea is maybe, hopefully Wolves at the weekend was 3 up, 10 minutes to go. We give Madison 10 minutes just to get a bit of game time, because you could be as fit as you want, but if you're not getting match minutes, you're not going to be match fit. So
Exactly.
if you can get 10, 15 minutes, and let's be honest, 10 or 15 minutes, 60, 70% fit Madison, in my opinion, is better than a Sar coming on, because he gives us something more, and we need creativity, we need goals. Let's get on to question number 3. Guys in the chat, let us know what you think of De Zerbi. I think both me and Alan giving him big thumbs up so far. Hopefully he stays next season regardless. That's a different conversation altogether. But question number 3 is the Wolves game now the biggest game in our recent history?
Yeah, well, the Europa League final was, but yeah, I think yeah, because, and the reason why, I think the rest of our season now hinges on this game. And the reason why I say that is because if we don't beat Wolves, I think that's it. I honestly, even me, I'm really certain we'll stay up. But I think beating Wolves will give you the confidence to go on and win more games. De Zerbi said it himself. This group of players just needs one win. Then the belief comes back. Then the confidence comes back. Then the swagger comes back. These players are not as crap as people make out. They are good players. They're not like world-class players. I'm not saying that, but they're good players. They're good technical players that can win games. We've seen them do it. Half of this team, or we'll say 70% of this team, was beating Manchester City 4-0 last season, beating Aston Villa 4-1 last season. So they can do it. They all won the Europa League last season. So I just think that if we beat Wolves, it can go in an upward trajectory. And I think that we've got some winnable games after Wolves. If we lose against Wolves, the confidence will be rock bottom again. The nerves will kick in, and every single challenge, every single shot you take, every single pass you make will be a nervous one. And I just think it'll affect us for the rest of the season, and that'll be it for me. We have to beat Wolves. I think you're right. I think this probably is one of the most important games in recent history. I think you're right. What do you think?
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, you're bang on in the text that we shared when I asked you, is it the most important game? And you were like, well, literally every game's the most important game. And they are, right? This game right now against Wolves is the most important. If we manage to win, next week's the most important. Even if we lose, next week's even more important. Yeah. But you're right. That one win is all we need. And that's what's so frustrating against that we didn't get the win against Brighton. We are so close. And that one win, if we had won that game 2-1, the confidence we would have had going into Wolves, you just don't know, because we haven't had a run where we've won games. We don't know how the players are going to react.
No.
My issue is the games are running out. And you said what you said earlier, pressure. Yeah. If we're not winning games, there's more pressure to win games, and those passes, our players are going to have the confidence to put those passes in, to take that shot, to risk something to try and win the game, or are we going to play safe? I don't know. I think it is the most important game in our recent history, probably in the last 20 years, because we cannot afford to go down. You know, Tottenham Hotspur going and getting relegated is, for me, is something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. But here we are. We are literally on the cusp of it. So yeah, we definitely need to win at the weekend. It is our biggest game. A bit surprised it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Actually, I expected it to be live somewhere, but it's not, is it?
No, maybe that's a good thing. it's
Maybe.
it's going to be a very nervous watch. I'm telling you, it will be a very nervous watch. What
It
was
is.
I going to say? Oh, have you got the our last 7 results against Wolves?
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
not good for us, because I think on here Wolves have won 5 out of the last 7. I think Spurs have only won 1 out of the last 7 against Wolves. But the only positives I can take is Wolves are already down.
Yeah.
I think De Zerbi is getting a new manager bounce, and I think that a win is coming. I think getting an early goal against them, Leeds just battered them 3-0 as well. So even though we are very unlucky, especially at their ground, I still think we've never played them in a situation where we have to win. We've never played them in. We've always played them mid-season, or but now we have to win. It's a completely different compared to all the other times we played them. This is a completely different situation. History probably doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is we go out, put in a performance, and win the game. And I don't even think the players care about those last 7 games. But looking at that is not good. It wouldn't breed confidence into people if they saw that. But we have to make sure that people understand that this is a De Zerbi Tottenham, not a Thomas Frank Tottenham, not a Ange Tottenham, not a Tudor Tottenham. This is a De Zerbi Tottenham. This is going to be a lot more organised, a lot more attacking, a lot more pressing. There's going to be a lot more fight, because we need to win. So I'm still confident we even looking at that, I'm still confident we can still beat them. What do you think we can still beat them?
Wow. I mean, I love your confidence. I wish, like I said, I wish I had it. I think we can. I think Wolves are beatable. Like you say, the fact that they're already relegated has got to be a good thing. I mean, it might unleash them a little bit. They might feel a little bit like there's no pressure on them. Or it could go the opposite way. And Spurs, right? Spurs have to win. And I'm looking at those results, and we have been terrible against Wolves, especially at home. We've lost the last 3 at Wolves. But if we go back further, and I wish I'd got the stats up, we go back further, we'd actually won the last 3 or 4 before the last 3.
Okay.
So recent form is bad, but our actually record at Wolves isn't too bad over the years. So listen, I don't see why there's any reason why we can't go there and get a
I
result.
don't
We
know,
have
because I
to.
should have researched this before. Come on, but I've only just thought of it now, so I wouldn't have. But if they've got any international players that are going to the World Cup, are they going to be going all out for a team that's already relegated? That's another factor
This
we
is
have
it.
to put into it as well. Are they really going to go out all out to try and beat Spurs when they've got a World Cup round the corner? So I don't know if they've got any international players. I'm not sure, but they could. And would they? If they did, I don't think they would.
I don't know, isn't it? It's an interesting one. I mean, I suppose you could back that back towards Tottenham, couldn't you, and say, well, Tottenham got a lot of international players going to. Are they going to be putting 100% in for Spurs, regardless? Because A, they've got going to the World Cup. B, they're probably going to get a move in the summer if we go down. But I don't know. It's just a massive game, and Spurs now have to turn up. We haven't turned up. Also, I think this is the worst I've ever seen Spurs. 7 wins in 33 games, which is horrific.
Bad. It's horrific. Yeah, it's bad. That is really
Don't
bad.
worry. We just need 3 wins from the next 5. We'll be fine.
Mate, we're gonna do it. We're gonna stay up. I'm telling you.
We're gonna do it. We are gonna do it. You got to be positive, guys. In the
Yeah.
chat, let us know how you're feeling. Is Wolves the biggest game in Tottenham's recent history, and can Tottenham win it and keep ourselves alive in this relegation battle? Alan, thanks for joining me, mate.
No problem, mate. Oh, just one more thing. Chelsea just got battered by Brighton 3-0 tonight, and we've got to play Chelsea as well. So, and their run of form is even worse than ours, I think. So,
Yeah,
you know, that's another team that we could go and win for once at. So, you know, we didn't get many points at Anfield. We got a point at Anfield. Maybe this is the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, another thing.
Exactly.
Chelsea lost 3-0.
And Brighton, the most informed team in the Premier League. So maybe our point was
and everyone was saying how Spurs threw it away against Brighton, you know, but Brighton are a very, very good side. And look, we were minutes from beating them, and they've just trounced Chelsea 3-0. That's the difference at the minute. So,
positive, guys. We're going to stay up. We are going to stay up.
We're going to do it, mate. We're going to do it.
Mate, thanks for joining me. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Please remember to like and subscribe to both channels. Have a great day. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.